that was repeated to me. I can't verify whether it's true. We're getting to the point where in the developed world, as many people have a smartphone as have a toothbrush. That's kind of what we're getting to in terms of the amount of technology that's out there and that's available. But just between now and 2018, we will double the amount of devices, and that was covered very, very well in the security section as well. But with all this capital efficiency, there is a price. And if you look at how quickly server administration, power and cooling, and administration spending is growing between 1995 to 2015. Basically, this is where the cloud becomes incredibly efficient. People talk about how it's time series and time sharing, and isn't that we've seen all this model before? Not at this scale. Never at this scale did we see such a dramatic need to address. Again, our power and cooling needs and our overall management. I mean, management in general grows by 3x. Just tremendous. Management grows by 8x. Our Opex to Capex ratio just really, really grows. So Opex being our operational costs versus our capital expenditure costs. So it starts to beg the question, is the model we have sustainable? Or is there a better way in order to manage all these costs? So what's not going to change is that compute costs drop in half every 2 years. Data volume grows every 18 months, they double. Applications double every 4 years. And operational expenditures double every 8 years. So this is the reality that we're kind of operating in. And we ask questions about this. Which of the following business initiatives will be significant in driving IT investments at your organization? And not surprisingly, things like increasing productivity and reducing costs are them too. Those are diametrically opposed based on the data that I just showed. As well, people want to get better at it, and of course they want to increase their revenue at the same time. But those first two items, reducing costs and increasing productivity, that's really the challenge we'll be talking about in this session. I talked this morning a lot about digital disruption. I talked about thrivers versus survivors. Look at this data. This is some startling data. It basically shows the average company lifespan going from 61 years, that was back in the 1960s, and that's just dropped all the way down to 18 years. And you can see what I've laid across that is the evolution of the first platform, the second platform, and the third platform. So the lifespan of companies is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, which means that the way you use technology to transform these companies, to keep these companies relevant and to keep them healthy, has got to improve. It's just foundational to what you do. So, IT initiatives in 2015, which of the following will be the top IT initiatives of your organization? Pete this morning gave a great talk on security. Cloud. Those are, one is kind of what I would call a necessary evil, security. Cloud helps to transform the business. Cloud is real. But then you get into things like what I would call the easy wins, right? IT consolidation, virtualization. In the security talk, we talked about spinning up servers in order to crack a 16-digit encrypted password. IT automation, process automation, and then you get into things that become a little bit more transformable. That game of centimeters I talked about, business analytics. How do I get a little bit better than my competitor? So these are all important initiatives, but you can see what I take away from this is they're called IT initiatives, but they're really a mix of business and IT initiatives, because IT is still trying to figure out their role within the business. And for thriving companies, that is changing rapidly. So the challenges for IT, not surprising.